Okay, third grade, we are going to jump into our mystery numbers. So the purpose of these first two is to just physically sort of show you the pattern. We're going to pretend like this is kind of like our mystery number here, so I can show you what this process is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 3 on both sides of the equation, and 20 minus 3 is going to be, let's figure it out together. So this is going to become a 10, and we're taking a 10 from this 2 here, right? This becomes a 1. 10 minus 3 is going to end up being a 7, and 1 minus 0 is going to end up being a 1. And then this just kind of comes down. This ends up being 17 equals 17, which we know to be true. Right. Let's do another one down here. So what we're going to do down here is we're going to subtract this 7 on both sides. Okay, and 21 minus 7, let's do that. Let's turn this 1 into an 11 from the 1 that we took from this 2 here. And 11 minus 7 is going to end up being 4, and 1 minus 0 is going to end up being 1. Thus leaving this 14 over here, and we're going to get 14 equals 14. Now, for mystery numbers, this is a similar process. In third grade, I'm going to remind you to please pause the video if you need like a moment. I go quickly in these because I want to be able to, for the students who are needing to go quickly, I'm trying to go quickly. But I know a lot of us, we need like a moment. So please pause the video, or you can also slow it down. There is a speed setting, and you can get your parents to help you with that. Anyway, let's take a look at this guy. So this is our mystery number here, right? And what we're going to do to figure out what that is, we're going to do a similar process as we did above. So we're going to subtract 3 on both sides of our equation. Alright, and 14 minus 3, we can just say 4 minus 3 is 1, and then we bring down that 1. We get 11. So our mystery number is going to equal 11. Alright, let's go ahead and check this. So the way that you would check this would be you would plug this in to the equation. We have our mystery number up here. I'm going to write it as parentheses here. Okay, parentheses meaning the rounded, like a bracket or a brace, but it's just curved, like a stretched out letter C. Right, this is going to go in here. Right, and we know that 3 plus 11 is 14, because 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 equals 14. Alright, let's do number 4. So 7 plus some mystery number is going to equal 28. We're going to do the exact same process. We're going to subtract 17 on both sides. 8 minus 7 is going to equal 1. 2 minus 1 is going to equal 1. So therefore, our mystery number is, wait a minute, I guess it's also 11. Well, that's kind of odd. Let's go ahead and double check that, because that doesn't sound right to me. Why would it be 11 2 times in a row? Well, we'll figure out. We'll figure this out if the previous Mrs. Akins did intend to do that. Alright, so we're going to plug it in. 17 plus our mystery number, we're leaving it blank right now because we're going to come back and fill it in, is equal to 28. Alright, and our mystery number is going to be, again, 11. Alright, 17 plus 11. You can sort of do this in your head, or you can do that, do it the way that we do our our sideways addition and subtraction, which means that you take one of the numbers and you put it underneath, depending on what you're doing. 7 plus 1 is going to be 8. 1 plus 1 is also going to be 2. Alright, so we have 28 equals 28. Alright, and there's something that I would like you to practice doing that I have not done yet in these problems, and that is to box your answers. Alright, box your answers so it's a little easier to find. Anyway, let's move on to number 5. 4 plus a mystery number. If my camera ever focuses. There we go. 4 plus some mystery number equals 12. So, let's do it. We're going to subtract 4 on both sides. Okay, and 12 minus 4. If we try to borrow, we're just going to end up back where we started. So we just kind of have to count backwards. Right, so 12 minus 4 is going to end up being 8. 8. So our mystery number is going to equal 8. Alright, so let's go ahead and double check this, right? We have 4 plus some mystery number equals 12. And I'm saying I think our mystery number is going to be 8. So I'm going to write it like that. I'm going to put that in there. 8. 4 plus 8 equals 12. Alright. Does 4 plus 8 equal 12? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I would agree with that. 12 does equal 12, of course. Alright, and we're forgetting something. Let's box our answer. So we know that this was right. We know that this was right, that this guy was correct, because we ended up with something that equals itself down here when we checked. That's how we know that we're good. Alright, moving on to 6. Now, this is a little bit different, but there's no need to freak out, right? It's just the A. Okay, the A here, this little A, is just taking the place of the question mark, our mystery number. Our mystery number has a name now, but we still don't know what it is. It's still a mystery. It's like a spy with a secret identity. Its secret identity is the letter A. Alright, let's jump into it. Now, I did 2 things in this one that makes it different. I gave it a name, and then I also did subtraction. And you're probably wondering, like, wait, we did all addition. So let's do the subtraction and let's see what happens. Alright. So when you are trying to get rid of this whole thing, so we can get this guy by itself, because this is subtraction, because this is minus 4, what we're going to do to get rid of it is we're going to add 4. We're going to add 4 on both sides. Just like how we did with subtraction over here, right? Just like what we did, or when we had addition, we did subtraction. When we did subtraction, we're going to do addition. Okay. So you always do the opposite of what you're trying to get rid of. Okay, so 12 plus 4 is going to be 16. And this leaves us, because we added 4 to the minus 4, A is going to equal 16. Now, just because it's subtraction doesn't mean that we're not going to check it. So let's go ahead and check it. We have blank minus 4 equals 12. And we are going to plug in our number, which is going to be 16. Now, 16 minus 4. Does 16 minus 4 equal 12? I think it does. Because if you count backwards. Right, or you could even do that other way, right, where you stick the 4 underneath and subtract. 16 minus 4 is going to equal 12. 12, of course, does in fact equal 12. Last time I checked, at least. Okay. Alright, let's do number 7. I changed the mystery number again. Okay? So, I changed the fancy name of the mystery number. Let's remember that this doesn't matter. What we call the mystery number doesn't actually matter. It can be anything we want. It just has to be, if it's going to be something, it needs to be a singular letter, because later on, if you decide to name it something like Brad, is it terribly written, Brad? There we go. We'll capitalize it as proper noun. Alright. It's going to actually mean something different. And the reason why I'm saying that is because eventually, when you use variables, when you use these names for these mystery numbers, when you just stick them next to each other, mathematicians got so lazy they decided that it was going to mean multiplication. So if you tried to name it something like Brad, if you said Brad minus 17 equals 3, this would be the same as writing B times R times A times D minus 17 equals 3. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, okay? If you ever try to name a mystery number, it has to be an actual letter. You can't give it like a cool name. All right? We're not going to do it like this. All right, this is just B. This is just B. Okay. So, B minus 17 equals 3. Let me rewrite that off to the side because I had a little adventure over here. So B, write it in my nice Mrs. Aikens handwriting, minus 17 equals 3. And you can guess, third grade, what we are going to do is we are going to undo the entirety, this entire minus 17. You got to undo all of it, okay? And by doing that, we are going to add 17 to both sides. Alright, 17 plus 3 is going to be 20. And we can just sort of remember 7 plus 3 is like one of our groupings of 10. Right? So we know this is 20. Okay? And this just leaves B. B equals 20. Now, another pro tip, third grade, eventually one day when you get to algebra proper, what I would recommend you do is write B in a really, really obvious cursive B script, because a lot of people will write B's that look like 6s. Okay, so you need to be careful and make sure it's very obviously a B, and a great way to do that is to really exaggerated cursive. Okay, anyway, let's check this. Okay, so we have some number minus 17 is going to equal 3. Okay, and our sum number that we think it is going to be 20. So we're going to plug it in. Okay, and what we're going to do, 20 minus 17 is in fact going to be 3. So 3 does in fact equal 3. So we did it right. Yay. Alright. So now we are going to do number 8. Not to confuse you, this is x minus 8 equals 8. Lots of 8s on number 8. So let's jump into it. So what we are going to do, we're going to add 8 to both sides of the equation. I should not have named this number 8. It's kind of confusing. We just have x minus 8 equals 8. There's only two 8s. Alright, and we're adding 8 to this side because remember this is minus 8, so we got to get rid of it that way. 8 plus 8 is going to be 16. So x is going to equal 16. And the way that I'm going to write this x is going to be exaggerated cursive. And this is going to be especially important later on to write this in a very obvious cursive x, because it's going to get confusing later on if you were to just say 6 times 3, right? You can sort of tell that that's a multiplication sign because it's a little bit smaller and it's off the ground, right? But it can become difficult to tell, especially when you're writing quickly. And as you get older, you're going to be taking notes in math classes, and you're going to be writing like the wind. So, and you're going to understand all of it. We're going to get there, third grade. It's going to be okay. All right. So x equals 16. Our mystery number, who we have given the alias, the fake name of x, we think that he is 16. So let's plug him in and see if we're right. All right. So some number minus 8 equals 8. And we are just going to plug that guy in, plug that x in, and that's going to be 16. Is 16 minus 8 equal to 8? I believe it is. So I agree with that. So we're doing something right, third grade. Okay. So let's keep going. So this is n minus, oops, there we go. N minus 3 equals 15. Let's jump straight into it. So we are going to, because this is subtraction, we're going to add. You got to get rid of it that way. Alright, 15 plus 3 is 16, 17, 18. Alright, so we're going to say that n equals 18. Now, let's go ahead and check this, and then what I would like to do, third grade, is do something wrong. I want to show you why it is that we have to do the opposite. So let's go ahead and check this guy first to make sure that we're right, and then we are going to try the opposite. Now, some number minus 3 must equal 15, and the number we think it is 18. Now, is 18 minus 3 15? You can also, remember guys, do that trick where you write it underneath a horizontal thing, right? And 18 minus 3 is definitely 15. So, is 8 minus 3 is 5. I'm going to say, go out on a limb here and say that 15 equals 15. Alright, so I'm going to take a break here now. And when I come back, I'm going to try to do 9 the wrong way. And I'm going to show you why it is it's wrong.